Really start out there, but so far the roads are doing great out there. Our interstates, no issues, just nice and dry. Visibility is okay so far. 24 west of Harding Place this morning as traffic is making its way in. No congestion there. Just had one small overnight crash over on the north side in Whites Creek Pike, but other than that has been a really slow start. Hopefully it stays this way. We'd love to see that, especially going into a brand new week. 65 and Dickerson Pike this morning, you can see that inbound traffic, the southbound lanes having no issues. Just a couple cars heading north this morning. So far that crash map, like I said, all nice and clear. You can see all that green. That's what we love to see. Of course, as it gets more congested throughout the morning, we'll let you know. Just a very frosty start out there, so make sure you're planning ahead like we have all the past few days just to get that car running and warm and that windshield defrosted. The traffic report is brought to you by Ground Up Foundation Repair. Nick. Of our sky cams, here is a look downtown. You can see Bridgestone Arena there. Of course, our hometown guy named Bargatze was there this weekend. I actually heard from a couple folks that went to the show. They had not a great time parking. There was just so much going on this weekend down in Music City. You've always got to plan ahead and just pick some parking garages before you go, or else it is going to be a nightmare down there, especially with cost. This time of the year really can add up, but such a great guy. I heard it was a great show. 40 west of Fessler's Lane this morning. East and westbound lanes having no issues, but we're starting to see a little bit of congestion coming in. Dry roads are helping keep everything nice and calm so far. Hopefully it stays that way. But this is a warning where, you know, you're going to have a lot of frost on your windshield. Just make sure you're getting it all off, just because even if you clear a little bit, don't want to do the rest, can really cause some visibility issues, lead to probably more problems down the roads. Just make sure you take a little extra time to make sure your whole windshield is clear. If you can start that car, let it run, warm up. You're going to really enjoy that this morning. Over on the east side at Ellington Parkway at Trinity Lane, nice and slow, dark start over here as we're waiting for the sun to rise. The traffic report is brought to you by Electronic Express. Nick. It does help your family, in turn making sure that, you know, you're not feeling like you've got someone after you for a while, especially around the holidays. So thankful that he went there and then even came back the next day to help out. But such an incredible event that is happening right here in our community. Here's a look 65 at Harding Place this morning. If you are coming in from the south, maybe Williamson County, a nice slow start here. A couple cars passing through their way on the northbound side for the lanes there. Down deeper into Williamson County, 65 at 8:40 this morning. A little busier than I was expecting. Sometimes we pull this camera up, and when we're still waiting for the sun to come up, it is just completely dark. But we've got a lot of activity down there. Nothing major going on. Just another start to our work week on this Monday. About 10 days away now from Christmas. It is crazy. As of right now, 5:28 on this Monday morning, the roads are all clear. All of our interstates having no issues. Still no active crashes on the log closer to the metro area. Hoping it stays this way, and I can continue to bring you that good news on this Monday morning. The traffic report is brought to you by My Tennessee Home Solution. We'll be right back after this break. 5 years ago, you truly never knew what you were going to see when you looked out your window. Days like this, Santa Claus in giant bulk running around. Of course, you always have lots of random marathons. We have hot chocolate runs during the winter. The most very interesting one that I saw downtown when I lived there was around Valentine's Day. It's all for good cause, but it's called the Cupid Undie Run. You can, understand what that was. People running around in their underwear. It was freezing. I always, when I saw that, grabbed my phone and said, what in the world is going on? But yeah, a lot of interesting races downtown bringing people together. Here's a look at the crash map, all nice and clear. Still 5:40 on your Monday morning. I'm going to have a look at your drive times coming up here in just a few minutes, but want to show you down in Murfreesboro. 24 at Highway 96 this morning. Nice slow start for folks in Rutherford County. And then on the other side of 24, if you are making your way in from Jolton, Pleasant View, Clarksville, or beyond, 24 west of Old Hickory Boulevard. A little bit more congestion there, but again, those drive times coming your way here in just a few minutes. The traffic report brought to you by Zander Insurance. AAA. Get to those stats in a second, but stop, slow, go. Traffic signals all nice and green if you're grabbing those keys and heading out the door. No major issues. But yeah, when it comes to holiday travel, really starting when the experts start looking this Saturday, a lot of people are going to be driving here in Tennessee. They're expecting throughout the state 2.8 million people to be traveling throughout the holidays. So again, starting Saturday, of course, some of those folks are going to be flying. Here's a look 40 west of Donaldson Pike. That top right lane there is going into B&M. B&A. Airport expected to be busy, but we're still waiting for that forecast, that holiday forecast from the B&A folks. But again, they know how to handle it. It just gets really tricky when it comes to getting in and out of the airport. Once you're in there, once you're past security, usually a breeze there. But again, we'll be sharing those tips with you as we get closer to time. But if you are driving for the holidays, just any time before around 10 or 11 in the morning is usually a good time. And then after 7 or 8 at night, because that middle of the day, that is when we see the bulk of the drivers on the road for really any holiday. But again, we'll keep you updated for that. But focusing on today, we still have 10 days until Christmas. All of our drive times are nice and green despite the freezing weather out there. Seeing no issues on our interstates. We'll have an updated look at that crash map here in just a second. This traffic report brought to you by Ashley. But Nikki D, a chilly start, but it's going to get better here in a few days. Ensure that the kids are having a good start to their day, because if you have a good start to your day, hopefully the rest of the day follows. Do have a couple crashes to let you know about that have popped up on the map since I last checked in with you. Over in the East Nashville area, Gallatin Pike and Greenfield Avenue, we've got something going on there. More so out of the way of traffic right now because it is so early. But again, Gallatin Pike can get a little bit busy here in the next hour or so. Also got something along Bell Road and Cane Ridge Road down southeast side of town. So just a heads up for all my friends that usually take Bell Road into town. Might see those flashing lights. Hopefully, though, that's something that clears. But continuing on to the 6 o'clock hour, our interstates are nice and clear. There is some congestion starting to build up. Here's a look north side of town, 65 at Trinity Lane. That southbound traffic is making its way in, but we're not seeing any slowdowns just yet. Those drive times reflect that. A nice start to our Monday. Traffic report brought to you by Vision Zero Nashville. Nikki D.
Thank you so much.
Traffic signals are still in the green. It has been a pleasantly surprising morning on our roads. Cold start once you're trying to get in your car, especially if it's been outside overnight. But once we're getting on our roads, we really haven't seen anything yet on our interstates. Closer look into downtown, 40 east of Broadway. All those big building lights and the traffic below right here near the Demonbreun Street Bridge. Just nothing major going on. We do have a couple of smaller crashes. They're not reported as injury, so don't expect them to be there that long or impacting too much of traffic in the way this morning. One over in East Nashville, Gallatin Pike and Greenfield Avenue. The other southeast side of town past Antioch, Cane Ridge Road and Bell Road this morning. Other than that, those interstates, nice and clear, all green. That's what we love to see. Over on the west side, nice and clear so far. 24 are all in the green. I mean, this is pretty rare for what we see on a Monday, especially in from Murfreesboro. So I want to show you what this looks like. Typically would see a lot of that congestion out there already starting to build up, and it is still east and westbound lanes of 24 at Haywood Lane, still nice and flowing. You can see not too many taillights breaking there like we normally would see when all that congestion builds up. The drive times, they are reflecting that. My goodness, it's a rarity if we see Murfreesboro under half an hour, but that is the reality this morning. Murfreesboro, 29 minutes. I'm thinking maybe some people choosing to wait at home a little bit longer. Maybe their cars having some trouble getting started in the cold, or maybe just choosing to work from home if they have that great option just to stay nice and toasty in their own homes. Here's a look, Bradley Parkway near County Hospital Road, closer to the Ashland City side of town. Again, slow start over here, just a little bit more frosty over off the side of the road.
It sounds really good. Yep. Don't do it.
Oh my goodness, I see those time and time again on Facebook. It's the book one where, you know, you send money for a book or send books and get them. Unless you know some women or men doing that locally, just please be careful. And not only yourself should you watch out for, but your moms, grandmas, aunts, everything like that, because this is the time of the year where stuff really falls through the cracks. People are busy, and we want to make sure that everyone is staying safe, especially when it comes to that online personal information. Do have a new injury crash over here on the west side of town. This is going to be on White Bridge Road near Harding. So this is going to be right in front of, you know, the Trader Joe's shopping center over there near Target. So heads up, that is an injury crash. I have two other crashes still on the map, not injury, so hopefully we'll be clearing sometime soon. Over on the east side, Gallatin Pike and Greenfield Avenue, then down in Antioch, Cane Ridge and Bell Road. Our interstates remain clear, although that congestion, we're seeing just a little bit of it on the north side. It's actually surprising that I'm seeing this on the north side and not in the southeast side of town like we just saw coming in from Rutherford County. But hey, if you are coming in from 65 or 24 this morning, 65 at Trinity Lane, signals 65, and you just saw 24 coming inbound. Just hopped into the yellow right now. 40 still nice and clear if you're coming in from Wilson County. Here's a look from our TDOT Smart Ray camera. 40 west of Donaldson Pike. Speaking of the airport and holiday travel, that top lane right there is into B&A, the main entryway, 216A. Of course, we repeat this every time around the holidays. Just keep it in mind if you're going to pick someone up and this exit is busy. 216B, the one past that, or the Donaldson Pike entryway is going to get you into B&A just the same way, but going to help you avoid some of those long lines that can get really congested going on to 40. Our interstates, though, are actually really nice still here in the middle of the 6 o'clock hour. Usually we see a lot of orange and red here, just a little bit of yellow on our big picture map. We do have that injury crash over on the west side, White Bridge and Harding. 2 other crashes still waiting to clear. But just, again, still a little bit of yellow there from the southeast side of town. And on the north side, I'll have a look at some of those drive times for you here in just a few minutes, Nick. We watched Elf last night. Always a classic. You got to around this time of the year. 24 west of Bell Road is still really nice and smooth flowing. Typically this time of the morning we would see a lot of taillights there and not seeing anything like that. I want to show you some drive times for perspective if you're coming in from Smyrna. 10 minutes quicker to take the interstate than Murfreesboro Pike this morning. North side, not as lucky. You are seeing some congestion out there. Nothing standing in your way like a crash or anything like that. Just a lot of people on the road past that 65-24 junction. If you are making your way in maybe from a spot like Pleasant View this morning, it's going to be very quick to take the interstate. 24 minutes there. Clarksville Pike, not too much longer of a drive there. Just 30 minutes coming in from Jolton through there. If you want to take a little bit slower morning, maybe get some gas and grab that morning coffee. Traffic report is brought to you by Reiselman GMC.